Phoebe's she's been in the stall, she's a little wound up, so before we do the mounting on the picnic table, off the picnic table, and how to learn together with your partner how to pick up, we're going to do a little groundwork. I've got to go back. We would be remiss not to work what we did earlier and not prep her. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Gonzalez. I'm founder of Lessons for Horsemanship. And to her, that means absolutely nothing. And we're here to try to give you just a different take. We're gonna take some of the things that you already know, whether it's regular horsemanship or natural horsemanship, and I'm gonna maybe tweak it just a little bit, twist it, and turn it, and kind of give you something different to think about. And one of the things that we do, my motto is no whips, no bits, no spurs, and no round penning. And the reason being of round penning is that, thank you, girl. Does round penning work? Sure. Is it a viable training method? Absolutely. Is it the best thing for your horse and mule? And I will stand here, my personal opinion, and opinions are like armpits. Everybody has two and it won't stink. But in my personal opinion, and Phoebe's, that round penning is not the best thing for the horse. It is a thing that is convenient for the human more than it is for the horse. And here's the reason why. The round penning is built on the herd dynamic or the horse psychology. We're working together right now, by the way. The herd dynamic and the horse psychology, that being separated from the herd means that, and being a solitary means that you're more of a prey, and usually in the wild, it means death. And so the whole premise is you take your horse, you run it out, and until that partner, your horse or mule, until your partner becomes respectful and faces you and does the quote-unquote join up with you, it gets to that part that they're not being respectful. Once they do, then you allow them back into your herd, into your personal space, and they're back in. Here's the only issue with that, is that it works on the negative, and I'll explain why. They're only run out from the herd when they've done something. They've encroached a higher horse's space, they've tried to move up the ladder, they've encroached on the higher horse's feet, whatever it may be. And so they're run out. It is a form of discipline within the herd. Thank you for that confirmation. And so round penning, while it works, and it works on that horse psychology, has been probably now the most abused and overused principle and tool in horsemanship today. It was great a few years ago when we were understanding the new wave of what we were all doing to become natural horsemen, and we were trying to find a better way. But in all reality, it is convenient more for the human rather than the equine. So when I started traveling, I couldn't take a round pen with me, and I probably tried a round pen about the first 8 months. So I had to figure out a way how to build trust and communication. It is not about respect, not initially. And those of you that may have been here earlier would have heard that. And that you can do whatever you want, run a horse around in a circle forever. You can force it, put some sort of twitch on his nose or chain across his nose, and you can jerk it, snap it, pull it, push it, and make that horse respect you, but you'll never have a partnership. You'll never have good communication. And so we tend not to do that. If we can build communication first, that builds trust. And the byproduct of that, in the end, is good respect. So we do that with the tarp. We've been walking around the tarp. The tarp represents, and the only reason why I'm going over this that we did at 2 o'clock with Ranger, the other horse, is because I need to get in close here with Phoebe, and we need to start setting a pattern of communication. I've never touched her. I met her today for the first time, and I put her in halter about 15 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago. The first time I've ever handled Phoebe. So here we are, and this is sort of, most people would put a horse in a round pen or do some sort of ground exercise. This is my ground exercise. This is how we establish communication. So the tarp represents a mud puddle, a creek, cavaletti poles, a trailer ramp, anything and everything you can ever think about in the world. Dark, shady spot underneath the trees when you're on the trail. Anything and everything that you can think about, it represents. And what we do is we're going to take this step, and we're going to ask her to start trusting and communicating when we walk across. Now, here's the thing. Equines will only cross it one of 4 ways. They will try to jump it, and that's why we use the big one, the big tarp. They'll hop-foot it across. They will walk it across very tight, they're not relaxed. or they will cross it as if they've done it 1,000 times. And I said earlier, and I really want to stress the point today as we do this again now with the mule, and we start to work with Phoebe, is that I do not like to use the word training. You cannot train a horse to do anything, and I know some of you are already going, I know we teach it. You cannot teach a horse to do anything. A horse from the moment it hits the ground, a mule from the moment it hits the ground already knows how to walk, stop, back up, side pass, vertically flex, horizontally flex. It can do any type of dressage movement. It can side pass. It can spin, roll back, jump, rein, everything, and never lay eyes on it. So what is it that we're working with? Well, we're learning how to communicate with our partner. So I'm going to get to work with, because we've got some things that we wanted to get through, but I really need to get some communication. I know that she does not have lateral flexion very well. So once we go across the target, I'm going to work lateral flexion. Without this communication, without my lateral flexion, she is not ready to ride. And then when she gets to that point, we'll clip on the reins on my AV side pole halter here, and we'll work on mounting. So we're going to work through this pretty quick. So here we go. I'm going to come, please. Good girl. So I'm going to let her come to the tarp. Now she can lick it, chew it, snort on it, sniff it, pick it up. She can pee, poop on it, stomp it. I don't care. The one thing she cannot do is cross it. I will not allow her to cross it. And what I want her to do is to see. Now she's kind of pulling back. Now there's a term we use called 1 foot 1 inch. All I need for her to do is move any one of her feet 1 inch forward. That's all I want. So I'm going to stand this way. And we're going to ask our Phoebe to move one of her feet. There we go. Right foot just came across her left, and just move any foot just 1 inch forward. Phoebe, come please. We're just going to hold and wait. There you go. And the good thing about this, when she does this, she releases herself. So I can not look at her, pay attention, and I know where she is, and I know she's going to be released. So I'm going to get her up here. Phoebe, come please. Good. And I'm going to let her step on it. We're going to make some movement here, and it's okay. We want to incite a response out of her. Phoebe, come please. 1 foot. Do the back foot. There you go. And it's okay. She can do anything she wants to do. We're going to do some quick communication here with her. We've got plenty of time, so we're going to do some quick communication here before we start mounting. So now I'm going to bring her forward. Now, when you do this at home, please heed my warning. There's 2 pieces of advice that you must heed or you will get hurt. The first one is, when we go to give her a mental and emotional break and I pull her and turn her away from the tarp, if I just turn her from where she is right now, as her front end moves, her back end is going to swing around, it's going to touch the tarp across her back legs and her back feet. That will cause her to bolt forward and she will run you over. So you never want to do that. What you want to do is you want to back her up, whether you back up your partner doing one of the rope type maneuvers, or if you just take her and you back her up, but you back her up 2 or 3 steps and then turn her away. And we're going to give her just a little bit of mental and emotional break. Now, I said earlier today, for those who weren't here, I don't use the word training, but I only use it 2 times. This is one time I'm going to use it. All horse training is not physical. It is mental and emotional. It is never, ever, ever physical. Horses are an algebraic formula. It's mental plus emotional times the spirit of your equine, your horse or your mule, is what you see physically. So a nanosecond before she explodes and does all that, mentally and emotionally, she's made that decision for whatever reason. The other side of that coin is a nanosecond before she crosses the tarp, or she flexes laterally, or she crosses the creek, or any of those kind of things that we need for her to do, Phoebe to do, she's already made that decision mentally and emotionally. So I want to wait until Phoebe gets to, Phoebe, come please. Come please. I want to wait until Phoebe is mentally and emotionally ready to cross. Once we get that done, then we'll be able to proceed. I know that we have some trust and some communication here. So this is the way that I start every partner that we have. Phoebe, come please. And so we'll get here, and I'll let her cross it. Okay, come in. There you go. Almost there. Go forward. There we go. And back. I'm going to back her off here. Good girl. Back 2 more. Pull. We sort of afraid and panicking and on a shoot across the tarp and follows the field of lead rope into your front pocket, it's not fun. You're going to get hurt. So when we go to ask her, we're going to ask her to cross this, and then we're going to move on. But we're going to do this. So we're going to get her ready. She's pretty close there, but she's just not quite mentally and emotionally you yet. That's why she's calling out. Okay, take another step with me. Phoebe, come please. Good girl. Okay, she's still not sure. So if she goes across, she'll go across, but she'll go across tight. And we really don't want her to do that. Now, I know that you've been taught over and over again, back please, good girl, to watch for the licking of the lips. And the licking of the lips is a great sign, but it's not the end-all sign. Here's the thing. We want the whole mental and emotional package. And you can find that by this. If she drops her head a quarter of an inch or so, she's sitting there, she feels relaxed, if she drops her head just a quarter of an inch, if she blinks slow, then she starts to lick. Then we start to have a turn of events in her head, and mentally and emotionally where she needs to be. Right now she's following me, she's being somewhat respectful of me in a sense that she'll ask when I come forward, but really you see that her mind and her heart are somewhere else right now. She's just calling out, she's waiting to see another horse or another, and watch she'll answer as soon as he does that. So we're going to come here, and I'm going to ask her to cross. And I'm still not going to let her cross yet. Because when we cross, I need for her to cross and walk with me. Back to you. Back up. We're going to do one more time. There you go. Phoebe, come please. Come. And so we're getting ready, and all this we're doing, this would be in the time periods where most of you would do your groundwork, and most of you do your ground penning before you ride, or do your ground exercises. This is what I do. And all we're doing is just getting some communication. And so we're going to sit, and I don't need for her to jump. I don't need for her to hop-footed across. What I need for her to do is to be mentally and emotionally soft and ready. And that's the important thing. It's important that we understand that we're not horse training. We are building communication. And to do, they will cross a tarp that they've just balked at as if they've done it 10,000 times. And I won't accept anything but that when I do it. We did, she went across, we pulled the tarp earlier, she balked. Now I'm going to lift it up in a minute, we're going to play with it, and we're going to see if we can incite some kind of reaction out of her. But we did. And so what we're going to do is we're going to see what we can get out of her. But here's the thing. She balked at the tarp earlier, and we didn't do, she just crossed it as if she's done it 10,000 times. And we didn't do one single lap on line, and we didn't do one single lap around it. Again, I want you to start thinking about what truly is in the herd dynamic of what goes on. And while some things are good, some things are better, we're looking for... Just wait, step back. Thank you. Phoebe, come please. And so what we're going to do is we're about ready to start working our lateral flexion. And when we work our lateral flexion, right here, please. Phoebe, thank you. When we work our lateral flexion, we're going to work that to make sure that we have some safety with her. So she crossed the tarp, we're good. As if we did now, I don't know, she could have crossed the tarp 1,000 times before she ever met me, but because of the communication things, I needed to set some sort of standard with her right now. So now we're going to work on lateral flexion. Let me, very quickly before we ride, we start working on picking up off the mounting block with her. I'm going to tell you what lateral flexion is not and what it is. Lateral flexion in and of itself is not the one rein stop. People will say, I'll ask them, can you laterally flex? Oh yeah, we do the one rein stop. No. Lateral flexion is a portion, it's a segment, it's a component of the one rein stop, but in and of itself is not the one rein stop. It is not pulling the nose around to your foot. That's a physical action. It is not just turning the head and picking up the chin, isolate the front end, and swing the back end around. That's a physical action. Remember, we're always looking for mental, we're always looking for mental and emotional. And what we look for is a true emotional yield. So I'm going to stand right here, and I hope everyone can see. We're going to ask for some lateral flexion. Now, there's a couple quick things. A lot of times we get students laterally flex their horse, their mule. And the reason being is that they are too far in, and they're literally blocking their partner from turning their head. They're filling the gap that you want them to turn in. So what we're going to do is we're going to reach around. Our offhand is going to be on the withers. Now I've got the rope here just in case, but we're going to be right here on the withers. This is going to allow me to stay with her. The other hand is going to reach across. Right here, this is a Frank Bell who taught me this and kind of clarified this for me. Right here on the side of the nose is this little divot, this little soft spot. That's a handle, and your fingers fit. Now, we are not pinching. I know clinicians teach that, pinch and pull it. We will not pinch. But we're going to use that. That's a perfect little place for our fingers right there to help guide. I'm going to set my hand on the withers, and all I'm going to do is, in a semicircular motion, I'm just going to hold pressure. Now, she will do one of four things. She'll dive bomb her head to get out from under the pressure. She'll jerk her head up to press against it. She will move her hindquarters and kind of swing her body around to try to align it, or she'll just push forward through it. What we want her to do is yield. So I'm going to get in here with Phoebe, and I'm going to ask her, Phoebe, flex. Now I've only got 2 fingers on her. I'm just going to hold her. Flex. There's a little bit of a dive bomb. Flex. And I'm waiting. And she's thinking, but she hasn't come off my finger. Now there she came off. And I'm just going to wait. Now you see how she's holding her position? I'm going to release it right now. That is a mental emotional yield. That is not a... And I'll face that way here in just a moment, in just a second. We're going to ask her, I'm going to hold and ask her a little bit more this time. Phoebe, flex. More. There she came off my finger. There's a dive bomb because I held it. There she adjusted her feet. I'm going to ask her one more time. Phoebe, flex. She's coming off. She's not quite there. She's blinking. Now, eventually we'll get here to where we need it to be. Now, I will tell you the fundamental difference between horses and mules. And I love horses. I'm a mare guy. There are great geldings out there. But for the sake of this demonstration of working with the mule, just kind of ride with me. Don't get mad at me. Understand. Just understand for a minute. A gelding, if you are teaching a gelding something, you can over-drill them and they can do it 25 times. And they might give you a little pushback, but they're like, okay, and they'll do it 25 times. A mule will not. And that's how people say, why would you want a mule? Mules are stubborn, they're hard-headed. No, they're not. They're hyper-intelligent. And they're easy learners. And their intelligence is up here. Once they get it, they've got it. And then you don't want to over-drill it because that's when they shut down and they just go, forget it. I got it 20 minutes ago, you're still asking. That's the fundamental difference with the mule, is that they just will not be over-drilled. So I'm going to ask Phoebe for lateral flexion, flex. Well, she already started to go. I need to do a little bit further. Now she's going to move her feet. Because I'm asking for more, she's going to dive bomb. There's the dive bomb. And then she's going to give here. Just a second. 3, 2. She gave a little bit, but that was just a little bit. Now she's going to readjust her feet, line her body. She's still dive bombing. And I'm just going to stay with her. And eventually she'll come up. Even though her head's turned, she still has pressure against my finger, see? Once you understand what they're going to do, you're just going to wait. Flex. I'm blocking flex right there. More. Okay, we'll go one more. Until I get lateral flexion. Flex. All right, I'll take that. Good girl. Thank you. All right, now I want to connect it. If you haven't gone all the way south, just give me another couple of minutes. We're way ahead of time. Now I need to connect it to the inside foot so I can make it part of my one-range stop. Lateral flexion, one-range stop, most important thing that you can ever learn. Good. Now she's starting to, I pick up the lead rope, she moves a foot, I drop the lead rope, she stops. So we're starting this rhythm now. Pick up, please. Pick up. I'm just going to hold. If I have to move down to the end, I will. I can mount her now if I wanted to. She's in spot. And I stop. Now you see that, again, this table allows us margin of error, and it allows us some latitude here to work and get something good. And so I'll just check her. Now, because she did it right, I'm not going to send her out, because that would be correcting her for something she did right. So I will walk her off. So I'll say, can you come please? And we'll walk out. And I do that because had I just sent her out, she wouldn't have understood that what she did, maybe over here, right here. What she did was the right thing. And so I'll take her back to the starting point, I'll stop her and I'll ask her to pick me up. This is one of the most important things. Truly, it will save you all those mounting hassles that you've been dealing with for so long. Girl, stay. Now watch how quick she'll Phoebe, pick up, please. Girl. Phoebe, pick up. Yeah, at the table. Pick up, please. Good girl. Oh, she moved. So I'm going to ask her one more time to see if she will correct. Phoebe, pick up, please. Pick up. Now she might correct. So I'm allowing her with the picnic table on with a little bit of latitude. It's good with my girl, my pass, so I can slide on her there. Phoebe, pick up. And now she's a little bit far away, so let's send her out. Girl, where's good girl? That way. Good girl. We're just going to wait on her. She goes around the table. It's okay. We're going to wait. Phoebe, pick up. Good girl. Pick up. Good girl. She's coming at an angle. Watch. She'll try to self-correct a little bit, but she'll be off this time still. Pick up. You see her turn in? Phoebe, pick up. Good girl. And she's straight. Pick up, please. I have to give her a little send, but I'll wait on her. Oh, she moved. We're going to send her back out. Doesn't matter where I start. I wait. 4, 3, 2, 1. Phoebe, pick up, please. We drop. Pick up. We drop. And all we do want her to do is 1 foot, 1 inch. Pick up, please. Self-correct a little bit. Doing the time hold. Now, if she self-corrects, she'll move into me the next step. Now, I'll send her back out. Pick up, please, and I'll even ask her to come in. Pick up. She's going to go back off. Here we go. Pick up. Or if she will correct, I will allow it. Now, we'll send her back out. Pick up. No. Good girl. Be out. Good girl. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pick up. Pick up. Now, in time, if we get this right, I will narrow myself and not allow myself to the shoulder width apart as if I was on a mounting block. But for right now, we're doing fine. She's actually getting this quicker than a lot of people. Pick up. Good girl. Just get on, Mark. Off we go. So in this case, Phoebe, can you give me one more step? Pick up. Yes, look at you. I'm still holding to my little spot here. Maybe pick up, please. Don't talk to them. What's get you trouble? Maybe pick up. Come on. Go, let it go. Just hold it. So will I. There she goes. And there she is. Now, did we run her around in a circle? Endless mind-numbing circle in a pen. Did we chase after with a mounting block? Did we jerk the reins down? I'm not asking for a way it's unfair that she moves, but in this case, that way, please. Where's? Thank you. You can pick up, please. That's perfect. Can you pick up, please? This is where pick up, please. Straight up. Every time I lift the lead rope, she goes above, and I lay it down, she stops. She got here right where I needed her to be, just like that. I can use my pickup tailgate. I can use a log. We can use a log. I'm going to step her off and give her a board, else I'll be a log. We can use a log. We can use bleachers. We can use a mounting block, pickup tailgate, which is never really the safest thing to do